Welcome, my friends. So now, if you have problems with your ring finger and your pinky finger, like they're numb or something, you don't know what to do, well, I got some tips to share with you, so stay tuned. Now, this condition is called Cubital Tunnel Syndrome. And basically, it's an impairment of, or a pinch of the ulnar nerve, which kind of goes from here all the way down through the cubital tunnel, through here, and then into these two fingers, the ring finger and the pinky finger. Not to be confused with carpal tunnel syndrome, which kind of goes through here, same thing, but it affects these three fingers. So basically, with carpal tunnel, it's these three fingers. With cubital tunnel syndrome, it's these two fingers. So if you have it, these fingers are fine, it's just these two. And this whole side of the hand right here, you're going to feel an impairment and impact. And how it usually happens is if you apply pressure right here, where it is right here. To get a sense of it, you can feel it, or if you ever hit your funny bone, that's an easy way to tell. So you go bam, doesn't feel too good. So you kind of know, but if you feel it around, you'll know it. So as you start messing, these fingers should start tingling, you have a weird sensation. Even though they could be numb, you'll just kind of feel them. But yeah, that's one easy way to kind of tell. For me, I have it on both hands, which isn't fun. But how you get it is basically if you apply pressure, if you're biking or you're sitting down, talking on the phone, whatever you're doing, when you put prolonged pressure on it, it kind of cuts off because the nerve goes through here. Once you pinch the nerve or kind of cut off connections for a while, the sensation goes away. That's what kind of causes the condition. So definitely step number one is identify what could cause it, for example, and try to avoid it. So if you're riding a bike or something and you apply pressure constantly, if you're sitting at an office, maybe put a towel or a pad or something else. So step number one to fix it is avoid the thing that caused it in the first place, not to make it worse. So unfortunately for me, this has been going on already for 20 days. Still hasn't gone away, but I did find and work with some different things that at least alleviated and made it a lot less intense. And that's what I want to share with you. Of course, I'm no expert. I'm just sharing what I kind of know, what I picked up, and what I've been experimenting with. So hopefully some of this will help you. So in my case, to describe how it feels is basically if you ever grabbed a hot plate or something hot and you burned your hand and that after effect, or it kind of feels numb, tingly, but it still burns, that's how it constantly kind of feels whenever I grab something to do. And on the other side, it impacts my grip strength. So if I'm trying to grab a weight, especially in the gym or doing something, the weight will constantly slip out of my hand. So I can't really lift heavier weights. And if I apply any pressure here, it does the same thing. Because not only affects the grip because of these two fingers, but also any pressure applied here. So it's kind of very tender and numb. Not fun. But just so you kind of get an idea. But enough of that, let's stop wasting time and get right to the tips. Now first and before we start exercising, I feel it's very important to warm up the wrists. So what I would do is just put my hands together and just rub like that to warm them up just a little bit. Doesn't have to be too long, just do this. Next, just make small arm circles. Just like that. About 10 to each side. And switch. Put your hands together. Go like this. Start slow. Other way. Just as long as it feels a little bit comfortable. Alright. Now what we're going to do is some nerve flossing. It's kind of how you floss your teeth. You're going to apply that to the nerves. So basically you're lengthening and shortening them. So the first flossing exercise I call in and outs. Or call it whatever you want, but here's basically how it works. You're going to make like an OK symbol with your hand. And then you're going to stretch it out far like this. Then you bring it in. Basically what you're doing is when it goes back in, you're tilting your head towards your finger. And then you go away from it, you tilt your head while going here. Basically you're just doing this. And you're going to do that for about 10 times. This is a nice way to stretch out. There are more intense stretches. But starting out, this might be just enough. And keep it light, maybe 10, and do this 2 to 3 times a day, depending. Don't overdo it so you don't aggravate the nerves. And then do the same with the other side. Alright? Once you get that, you can try a little bit more of an intense exercise, and that is basically you make a mask. In my case, I already have one, but this is a secondary mask. Basically, you make circles again, and then you're going to tilt your arms over. Now, what you might notice, even I feel it a little bit, once you start bringing your hands up, you're going to already kind of feel it going through the elbow, down through here like a nice stretch and intense. So for some people, depending how it is, this might be just enough, so keep it here. And then bring it back down. For those who can, you're basically going to make like a circle like this, like a mask. And then the other one, then you basically just hold it there. Then you just tilt a little bit for the elbow. Now what I learned is focusing on one side helps a little bit more. So basically you're twisting, you're trying to bring your elbow up while doing this. It can be here, whatever is comfortable. Since I'm a little more flexible, this is fine for me. For some people it might be too much, so just keep it here. And all you're doing is this. Putting it here, holding it for about 5 to 10 seconds, bringing it back out. Next exercise, basically going to grab 2 of your fingers, the ones that are impacted, ring and pinky. You're basically going to pull it down like this. Nice and slowly, go very gentle with this. And basically, you're bringing your wrist down while doing that. So it looks like this. You're bending and bringing it down like this. On the way up, down, nice and slow. Now to start off, you can just do it like this and then hold it for about 10 to 20 seconds. Get that nice stretch, and once you're comfortable. Don't want to go into it right away and just pull something. But just do this for a few times. Then hold it about 10 seconds. Alright, like that. And you switch sides. Of course, grab the 2 fingers. Go nice and slowly. Just a few times until it's comfortable. Then you hold it. Like that. And bring it up. That should help. So these are kind of the nerve flossing exercise. There is one more but you might need a wall for this one. But even if you don't have a wall, you can basically do like this, where you're going to stretch your hand out all the way, and instead of going just forward, you're going to put it back while tilting your head away. What you're going to notice is going to be a very intense stretch. Just like that. So for some people, it might be here. It's more than enough. But the more you go, the more of intense of a stretch it is. It goes through the whole arm. And that's something you want to do, is to kind of stretch everything out right here. And then by tilting your head away, it also kind of puts the stretch, because like I said, it goes through here, the whole nerve. So it's a great way to kind of stretch out the whole nerve. And at the end, not only are you bringing your hand back, you're also tilting it this way. So basically you're doing this while bringing your hand like this. And at the same time doing basically this. And then you do the same thing with the other side. Put it here. Bend your wrist. And look away. And just like that. Now here are some more exercises that I haven't really seen a lot of people mention, but they really seem to help me out. So I'm going to do that as well. Aside from doing the flossing and the stretching, I also, guys, want you to do some strengthening. Because a lot of times it's also the flexors and the extensors, so the wrist muscles. That kind of connects everything. Once those get strong, and because, like I said, it affects your grip, naturally you want to train your grip. However, sometimes the problem is because it's hard to grip. That's where I came up with some of these ideas right here. So simply, like I said, I'm going back through my old forearm and wrist training exercises, and remember the good old glove and a gripper like this. You can find one of these. If you don't have one, you can use a ball or whatever you have around the house. Even, for example, if you have like a towel like this. If you don't have like a gripper like this, grab a towel and then just do the same thing and squeeze. As hard as you can, let go, and keep doing that. So no excuses, you can find something to use. But in my case, since I have a gripper, that's what I'm going to use. And basically, what you're going to do is about 50 reps. Depending on how intense it is. You can do 20, keep it there, but you want to really build that up. Because the other thing this is going to do is provide a lot of blood flow to that area. This is going to work on the flexors, and then the extensors will be later. So basically you do this for 50 reps. You're going to grab a glove, put it around here, right around the tips of the fingers. Then you're going to just extend like this. That was going to work the extensors. So both sides of the forearm, both sides of the hand. What I noticed this does, it kind of helps, like I was saying, it brings blood into the fingers, into the hand, into the whole thing. So aside from doing flossing, it's very important to do the strengthening exercises as well. And you're going to do about 50 reps for that as well. You can also hold it out here so the glove doesn't go inside. Just like that, but you get it. And same thing with the other side. Really good exercise, by the way. And finish up, of course, you do that first and you do 50. Or as much as it feels comfortable. But just so you get the point. Now, next thing I do is, if you have a heavier weight, or whatever you have, you don't have it, maybe use a backpack, a bag, whatever you have. A rice bag would even do, wrap it around. But get yourself a heavy dumbbell or a weight. Such in my case, I have this one. But unfortunately, you see kind of right here, it kind of hurts the hand because it applies pressure. So what I came up with is using the good old towel once again. Such as this. And what I do is I wrap it around the dumbbell, and it has two benefits. One, because it extends, like the grip makes it larger, it's harder to grip, trains the grip more. And at the same time, it takes and alleviates the pressure over here. So 2 birds with 1 stone technically. Basically like this, you wrap it around, then you're going to hold. I'm going to change angles to kind of show you what I mean. So here's a better example of what I meant. So you grab your dumbbell, you grab your towel. Doesn't have to be too complicated. Of course, you can wrap it around a little more. And how much you want. Then next you just grab the dumbbell, lift it up, and you just hold it there. For as long as you can. You can do it for seconds, for reps, or until it lets go. So maybe put it on a surface, or like here. Once you can't hold it no more, lose grip, it falls. And you just switch sides. Grab it again. Walk around the house if you want to. Think about your life or something. I don't know. Whatever comes to mind. Once it's too much, we'll drop it. We're here. Whichever works. That's how you do it. Now here's another bonus exercise you can do after you did a lot of the grip strength. Because your wrist will probably be a little tense and sore from the training. You can do another nice stretch to kind of help relax the muscles. And basically it works a little more effective if you have a wall or something where you can place your fingers to kind of extend them. But essentially what you're doing is you're going to make circles like this. You're going to go around, you're kind of pulling it this way. So as you're going up, you're pulling all over the whole forearm, or at least the inner part. And you're just massaging it all the way around. Just like that. Maybe for a good 30 seconds. Same thing with the other side. Just like that. Now, another thing you can also do is, if you have the wrist, you can go right to that area. So what you do is you basically tap, and then you'll feel, It's going to start lighting up like a little light. You're going to feel the tension, and very slightly, you're going to massage that area. And once you do that, you're going to feel it go up right up here, because it hits that nerve exactly. And you just slightly just massage it. Moving the hand around. So just very lightly. Kind of move around that area, loosen it up. Same thing here. Basically you tap. See, I don't feel it. As soon as I do that, right here. That's a very good, easy way to find it. So you don't have to smack yourself and find out where it is. Basically, you do that. Another exercise you can also add is basically you're going to squeeze. And specifically, like I said, if you don't have a glove or one of these, you can also do that instead. But add both as well. And that is basically going to extend your hands as far as you can. So instead of here, you're kind of bringing them out like this. Hold them for 10 seconds. Now squeeze the fingers as tight as you can for 10 seconds. Back again for 10 seconds. Squeeze into a fist for 10 seconds. And do it about 3 to 5 times. Very simple exercise you can do that is also going to help. And already now my fingers feel a little bit better. Unfortunately, it keeps coming back, so it's a process you're going to have to keep doing. And last thing as a bonus, though I don't know how much it will help, but it never hurts, is use some kind of ligament with menthol to kind of help ease the pain, or something like Tiger Balm. Basically, I like this one because it's like a roll. I don't have to get my hands all greasy anytime, so what I would do is shake around, find that area, and just apply some right here. So after you finish the session, doing the stretching, doing the flossing, doing a little bit of the strength exercises, just put that in. Just like that, and all that should help. Now also to prevent, there's another tip, especially when you sleep sometime when you keep your wristband. That can also be problematic for people. Unfortunately for me, it didn't really work out. But as a tip, maybe it will help you. You want to find a way to kind of keep your arm straight while you sleep. Hard to do sometimes because I always sleep with my arm bent. So in order to do that, you can do something like this. Or if you have any pads or something, you're going to wear them instead of on your knees or your elbows, you're going to wear it right here and you're going to reverse them. So it looks something like this. Instead of wearing it this way, you're going to wear it on the opposite side. So I know it looks kind of stupid, but for some people it can help. So basically it looks like this. Now what it does is, you see when I try to bend my wrist, it's not bending as much. So during the night that can kind of help. You apply the same thing over there. It's pretty weird. But sometimes you have to think a little bit outside the box. There you go, and that's, well, kind of have to find that nice spot where you're not. Basically, you just sleep like this. So during sleep, your arm's not going to bend as much. So as a nice little tip, you can also try that. So for me, I tried it, I just couldn't fall asleep, so for a little while. So I have to try other things, but if you can, give that a try. If you have any elbow pads, any knee pads, give it a try. Well guys, I hope that helps you out. Hopefully helps you relieve some of the pain you might have. If you found this video useful, give it a like and consider subscribing for more videos like this and other cool stuff I have in the future. So thank you for watching and take care.